Hi, everyone. I'm Christine Doan. I am one of the co-founders of Startup Innovation Tablelands. ST, as we know, Startup Innovation Tablelands here, because it's too much of a mouthful, ST has gone from strength to strength, mostly in the last few years due to the hard work of Seamus Campbell, who is now our ST chair and who's always putting on another interesting workshop for us, always in the intersection of humans and IT. So Seamus, my first question is, in your advertising about this workshop, you've talked about stuff, and we've all got a lot of stuff, like stuff is coming out of our ears. Stuff is everywhere. But what specific stuff are you going to help us with if we attend this workshop?
That's actually a really hard question to answer. But basically, yeah, anything that you copy and paste from one program to another.
Oh, yeah.
So if you get an email and you copy the person's details into a customer relationship management thing, or anything where you copy and paste from one program to another, we can usually automate. But also things where you've got a bit of a workflow. So say I send you a suggestion for a workshop. Normally what would happen is I'd send it to you in an email, you send it back to me in an email, then I might have to go back, and we go back and forth 3 or 4 times.
And then you can't find the thread.
Yeah,
right?
nightmare.
Yeah.
And you can see what we've done in ST is we use Slack now, which is just a little mini automation tool, but it makes communication intra-team communication so much more efficient. Workflows are a really good example, but things like if you get an email that comes in for your power bill or your internet bill, how often do you lose that? So you can move that somewhere else where it'll be into a task manager or a calendar where it'll be easy to use and find it. So,
right, and that happens all automatically behind the scenes once you've set it all up. Is that the idea? So if I were to think about the things that drive me crazy, I forget urgent emails, even the ones that I flagged. I sometimes don't remember. Yeah, I have to look at my calendar over and over again to make sure I'm not in my addled, old-timer rattled brain forgetting something.
Your calendar one, it's easy within Google Calendar to send you a text X minutes before you've got an event, or any other way you like being communicated by. Urgent emails, you can do something like when you mark them, star them, you can send them somewhere, and you'd have to have something like a management system going, but you could have it so that it reminded you. And in your instance, you could even set it up so that once you start it, 10 minutes and 20 minutes before that event was due, you'd get a Slack, an email, a text, and work on the theory that one of those would work.
Right. So yeah, that sounds good for me. So you'd integrate all of those aspects by putting some other piece of software in the background and putting it to work. Is that the idea?
That's it.
Okay, so what are the expectations that people who are coming to this course, what should they bring, what kind of problems should they bring along, and what should they expect out of the course?
What I'd like them to bring along is anything that annoys them at work that they think could be done better. Now, creating social media posts is not really a very good category because that's the creative part of the human mind. Computers are not particularly good at creating, but they are good at remembering stuff and moving stuff around, whereas human beings are very good at creating, and we're not actually very good at remembering stuff. So that's what I'd like them to bring to the meeting. And even if they seem silly or impossible, just bring them along anyway so we can discuss them. And
so you want people to come along with the expectation that if they bring a problem that is a part of their everyday workflow, you might be able to teach them to do an answer or figure out how they could hire you to help them put these behind the scenes platforms together such that their work gets more integrated and they have to remember less and their computer has to remember more.
Yes.
Is that it?
And that's exactly it. And I won't necessarily be able to fix all problems in the 3 hours we got. I would like to put that up front. But having said that, I'll give them 2 bits of excellent software, 3 bits of software. They can start using them straight away. They should walk out with a handful of things they can use, automations that they can use, and that they can start straight away. So you'll be walking out with simple things like you just said, or social media automation, things like that. So that's what they'll get. They'll also get a free bonus session with me, one-on-one, for half an hour. That's free and obligation free, as long as they register for the workshop.
Cool. I registered. So I'm in.
You've got a free.
What happens if I miss? I've registered, but what if I just miss the day? Because I didn't have any automated software to remind me to get there.
If you register, two things. You can join physically at the Tablelands Business Hub in Atherton. There'll be a link underneath. You can join by Zoom. There'll be a link underneath for that. And if you can't make it on the day, everyone who registers, will get a recording of the whole thing. And if you register, even if you don't turn up, you'll still get a free 30-minute obligation-free session, discovery session with me. Saturday the 6th from 9:30 a.m. That's this Saturday indeed, 9:30 to 1 p.m.
Will you have some hot drinks and nibbles, or is it sort of a BYO?
I'll have a small amount of drinks and nibbles if you want to bring your own.
So feel free to bring your own. Feel like it's going to be a warm and friendly reception, and feel like you're going to walk out of there with something really important to you. Maybe one small thing, but it might make a big difference to your business. And on top of that, a free 30-minute session with Seamus to explore this further. That sounds like a bonus, and it's free.
It is. The whole thing's free, which is pretty amazing. We've got some funding to do this. Also, bring your laptop. That's really important. All of this stuff is online, so you need to bring your laptop.